Good morning, everyone. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I got 18 miles to go to get to Damascus. It's going to be a fun, good morning. It's mild right now, about 36 degrees. That sun is going to be beautiful, I could tell, because I'm looking up in the sky and everything is crystal clear with the stars and the moon. The coyotes have been howling. I was hoping they would be howling while I was talking here to give me some nice background music. But they stopped as soon as I started talking. They're definitely long in the distance. They're nowhere near me because it was hard to hear them anyway. But anyway, it's going to be a great morning. Not a lot of elevation. 18 miles, about 2,700 feet of elevation only. So it's going to be a nice, hopefully cruisy trek into town and into a new state. Woohoo! Let's get it going. Sometimes you have to have a business meeting in the dark. When the boss calls for a business meeting, you got to show up. Because they say that every thru-hiker, will go in their pants at some point. Well, that's already happened to me. I don't need to have a business meeting in my pants. So sometimes you got to go in the dark when you're on a ridge and there's not much room to get off the trail because it's drop-offs on both sides. My body this morning was saying, whoa, 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 killer. If we're going to be moving this fast, we need to get a business meeting out of the way. And if you're new to this channel and you don't know what a business meeting is, you will figure it out sooner or later. Now I'm free and ready to move. I always move a little faster when it comes to going to town. So the jets are on today. Hello, birdie. There's a bird that keeps like jumping up in front of me and flying like 2 or 3 feet. I don't know if that's a grouse or what, but maybe just a pigeon? I don't know. Too hard to tell in the dark. I don't know my birds too well anyway. I do know that a grouse is the one that always scares the tar out of me because they wait until you're right next to it in a tree and then they fly away like they're a rocket taking off. Startles me quite a bit. But anyway, I am free. And now I'm really ready to move. So let's get to Damascus. Aren't you glad I shared that with you? You probably can't see this. This is the west side of this ridge. And except for the town in the distance and these mountains to my left, everything else is clouds. I'm above the clouds on this side. It's beautiful. You'll see it hopefully more as the sun starts rising, which it's beginning to, obviously. And this is the east side. Same thing over there, you can see it a little bit. The clouds below. And the half moon. Look at those low clouds down there. That's that white part below the mountains in the valley. All really low clouds. Oh, with the mountains rising up. And a beautiful sunrise. Wow. Over here, pink and blues. Over here, orange and yellows. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed to get the first 4 miles of today just walking along this whole sunrise. Wow. I could make a whole video just on this sunrise, but I won't, don't worry. Just looking to the west. You can see that cloud cover and the blue hue on the mountains. Oh man, that is gorgeous. I hope you can see that as well as I can. Looking west again. I just heard a weird sound. Not sure what it was. At first I'm like, well, that sounds like a cow. But there's no farms around anywhere around here, so that wasn't it. Then I heard it again. I'm like, that's definitely not a cow. So then I started wondering if that could be a wild hog. Not really sure. I'm sure that hogs in the wild make the same sound as hogs on a farm, that little snorty sound. But it was kind of similar to that, but I couldn't tell for sure. I've never actually seen a wild hog in the wild. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing one as long as it wasn't charging me. Don't need that in my life. But kind of curious on what that sound was. Heard some sounds last night too. Heard coyotes, you know, wailing and barking and howling and doing their usual sounds, but there was a couple sounds that, like, I don't know what that is. It might be a coyote just making a different kind of yipping sound or something, but it was definitely unique. I only heard it once, then it stopped, but heard the coyotes all night long. Kept waking up every 10 or 15 minutes last night. Must have been excited about town day. I think I'm more excited that I'm walking in to the state of Virginia. I love Georgia, and I love North Carolina, and I love Tennessee. But the state of Virginia has a special place in my heart, and I am looking forward to being in it for the next 500 and so miles. Not there yet, though. Getting close. Those smaller peaks sticking up through the clouds look so cool. They're like little islands. The mountains have become islands in the clouds. I love it. Man, I wish these trees weren't here right now, so I'd have an unobstructed view to that. That is something else. That is the smallest shelter I've seen out here. It is dinky. He could sleep maybe 3 people, but it's just so small and it's leaning. Looks like it's falling in, caving in. That was the one that I was going to walk to last night because I thought it was like 4 miles, but it ended up being like 7.5 or 8. I'm glad I didn't come here. I mean, it would have been nice to have those miles, but that is dinky. I wouldn't have felt exactly safe in there. I would have probably cowboy camped outside. You know, I haven't seen any of my bears out here yet. My Henrys. I don't know what day it is. 30-something, right? It's early. Last year I didn't get to see them till New Jersey. The year before that in the PCT, I didn't really see any bears until Lake Tahoe, which is well over 1,000 miles in. So who knows? I'll definitely see them, but I haven't seen them yet. And I would love to. But the funny thing is, I might have passed 10 of them today. I wouldn't know because I've been walking into the sun pretty much all day since it's rose. It's a little blinding. Making good time though. Well over halfway there. And starts descending here soon. Right now a lot of ups, but starts descending into the town of Damascus, and that's when things pick up speed. I was getting ready to record this clip, and then I came across a couple of young gentlemen hanging out on a tree trunk, just enjoying the sunshine. And that's very important, and I'm going to tell you why in a few seconds. But first, I just want to say, this sun and this warmth feels so good on my body. Oh, I miss my vitamin D. If there's anything I miss about Florida, except the beach, it's the fact that it's just warm and cozy, even in the winter. You know, it's 50s or 60s, which feels cold to people living in Florida, but still very mild. But the sun shines all the time. That's the big thing. It's like that vitamin D means a lot to the body, especially when you have osteoporosis. So I'm here walking along, just enjoying the sunshine, and then thinking, man, I really dropped the ball today. Amateur mistake. You know, got up at 5, started hiking, had a liter of water, passed a couple of springs because I was going to go to one up at a shelter, and then I walked right by the shelter. Totally forgot. So all of a sudden I'm having like 1 liter for, 10 miles or so, which that's not normally what I do. So to do it once in a while is an okay thing. I mean, it's not going to hurt me or anything, but. And then I kept walking and realizing, man, the only water from here on out is in side trails going, 2/10, 3/10 of a mile, which, by the time you walk it is half a mile. And again, no big deal, but not today. I'm trying to get to town as fast as I can. So I'm here like, man, I'm going to have to go down this next trail because this is almost, 15 miles or so that I will have walked by the time I get there. And on like 1 liter, again, it's nothing serious, dangerous, or an emergency. I make sure I hydrate well at night too, so I left this morning very hydrated. But those 2 guys on the log, I walked by them, and like right as I'm getting ready to record the clip, telling you all this, and so I was like, you have not because you asked not, right? So I asked them, like, how do you guys' water supply? They're like, oh, we got plenty. I'm like, do you mind if I get like a 1/3 or a half a liter? Because I'm trying to get to Damascus as quick as I can, and there's a side trail up here for water, but I'm not really wanting to walk. I'm like, dude, no problem. We have more than we need. Here you go. Have a great hike. Enjoy Damascus. Blah, blah, blah. Like, Southern hospitality, even in the teenagers, you gotta love it. So the trail provided right when I needed, and I didn't really need it. I wanted it though. I mean, I obviously want the water all the time and do need the water, but I didn't need them to give it to me. It wasn't an emergency situation. Here in a mile or two, I could have went down that side trail, but now I don't have to. Now I can keep on going to Damascus, which is only like 5 miles away. And the greatest news of the day is I get to eat at the Damascus Diner for lunch or breakfast or brunch, whichever one I want, or both. You never know about me. But I am so excited about getting to eat at the Damascus Diner. Yes! And the state of Tennessee is in the bag. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Damascus, Virginia. Just coming out of the forest along these homes here. Looks like it goes down to this road and turns left, and then before walking downtown. This is another one of those towns that the trail actually goes right through the town. So I will walk by the Appalachian Trail Conservancy office, and if they're open, I'm going to go in there and sign the register that I've made it this far. See if I've moved up from number 56 or not. Last year I went from like 220 to 40. That doesn't mean that everybody stops at Damascus, but a lot of people that quit for whatever reason do so before Damascus. So it'll be interesting to see if I moved up at all. I know I've passed some people. There's definitely some people that's still ahead of me that I know too. So, all right, continuing on. I'll show you the downtown right before I go to the diner. So I was not supposed to cut down that road. I was supposed to go to the next road to over here. Oops. Made some dogs a little excited that I was walking down a side street to cut over here. Then it cuts down this way and crosses a bridge over that river before going into downtown. Let's see if it's open. All right, so they were open. I signed the registration. Let them know I made it to Damascus, 470 miles later on the trail. And I'm number 27 as far as through hikers that have come in. That doesn't mean everybody has, obviously. Just like not everybody registers, but it definitely shows that I have gained some ground. Not that it's a competition or anything. I just like to do it. It's fun to find that out. I'm not sure if this is the right way to the restaurant. If not, it's the next intersection, but that's pretty cool right there. Trailtown, USA. All right, I'm going to go find this diner and get me some food. Yeah. Mountain Dew. Wow, that meal. A coffee shop there. Might have to check that out later. But oh my goodness, that meal. One of my favorite things to eat at diners is ground steak, ground beef steak, however you want to say it. Then you get the fries or mashed potatoes, and then corn, and either baked beans or pinto beans. And then they gave me 2 of those patties. So I think that was a pound of meat. I think each one was a half a pound. Good grief, I feel good after eating that. It almost makes you cry because it tastes so good when you're so stinking hungry. It's funny how a lot of my decisions on trail are made by food. How many miles am I going to do today? Well, there's food here. You'll definitely see it the more you watch it this year. But good 45 miles or so in the last 2 days to get here to Damascus. Take care of all the odds and ends and resupply and laundry and uploading videos and eating more food and meeting with Derwin and Faye. And then getting up and doing it all tomorrow, all over again. Woohoo! What you doing, buddy? Trying to be friendly, pecking at the wood. Here at Lady Di's hostel. Actually, it's Lady Di's bed and breakfast. It has hostel rooms in it, bunk rooms. Has some chickens outside. Nice little places to hang out outside. I'm getting my stuff dried out right now on the front and getting my laundry ready. Excuse me, Mr. Chicken. What's your name? No comment.